from NAFDAC now, and it's very, very triggering. It's very, very triggering. I want you guys to see it. Before I come with I won't follow on the talk. Let's check.
The fines you are paying, this market, if you are going to work on control, is not fit for censorship as it is anymore. It's not fit. Based on our guidelines, okay, show me where's your window here? Where's your window? Window in this shop. Show me window in this shop.
I'm using this one, sir.
No, there's no window and it's not good for the drugs.
No, I'm asking you a question. Show me window in this shop. Bros, show me window in your shop. No window. Okay. Now, I just distributed.
Okay, welcome back from watching that short clip. You know, I had to put it there for you guys to flow with the story for today. Okay, so what I want you guys to know is that, look, see, when the Onitsha drug market, was sealed off in February 2025, the story that dominated headlines and flooded social media was straightforward and brutal, which is fake and adulterated drugs worth over 1 trillion naira had been uncovered and destroyed by NAFDAC. You can Google this thing, it is still there. That was the narrative that was given back then. Okay, that is why I wanted you guys to watch that clip preceding this story. So that was what was given, okay? And Nigerians, clearly shared, when they heard that news. Even yours sincerely doing this video, I was really happy that, oh, these are the people paying us. Okay, so I commended that effort at that time, but little did I know that there is more to that story at that time. Okay, and rightfully so, because knowing that distributing fake drugs is nothing short of a crime against humanity. So people have to be worried, and people applauded them because it kills silently, and cruelly, and we all applauded NAFDAC, like I said, for stepping in decisively. It was all about applause at that time. But now, months later, in fact, on Tuesday, 27th May 2025, a new narrative started emerging. Now, for this country, a softer, more technical explanation started emerging. They said the shops were sealed because they lacked proper ventilation and violated good storage and distribution practices. Yes. Now, wait, I don't understand. Where are the people who allegedly stocked this 1 trillion naira worth of deadly substances? That is the question I just want to ask you right away. Where are those people now? Who has been arrested? Who has been prosecuted? Because if such massive destruction truly took place, it's not just an administrative infraction. Yes, it is a national security issue. Or are we now saying the 700,000 naira fine that was paid is the price for endangering millions of lives? Because that is what this thing is looking like. Because after that time, I didn't hear of anyone prosecuted. I don't know if you hearing the sound of my voice, if you know of anyone that has been charged to court on account of that 1 trillion naira fake drug, please let us know in the comment section, because up to now I don't know. I've not read it anywhere. So I'm asking, that 700,000 rand that they were made to pay as fine, is that the punishment for those fake drugs, or what is it really? I want to know. Because is it now a crime? You can just negotiate down from 5 million, because what they are saying is one was 5 million, they negotiated it to 200,000, blah, 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 and up to now, no handcuff, no court, no receipt, no evidence of anyone punished. Is that how we are as a country? So this is where the confusion is. And frankly, the public outrage, has just begun. Initially, we were told these shops were shut down due to presence of counterfeit drugs, a clear criminal offense. But now look at it. Today now, the focus has conveniently shifted to administrative failures, like lack of windows and poor ventilation. Now, wow, it is well, oh. So why didn't NAFDAC lead with this ventilation story back in February? Why would not hear and say, okay, we'll not get windows, so even though those who, if those who built that structure, if, assuming it is the government, for instance, why was it so unimportant to them to have put windows, knowing fully well what those shops will be used for? But let's even leave that. That is another thing for another day. But I'm saying, if truly that was the case, why didn't NAFDAC lead with this narrative at that time? Why now, after a call out from very dark man, warning from even International Human Rights Commission, and even the growing social media backlash, why wait for all of this first before turning around to tell us this? Because I'm wondering, and I think concerned Nigerians are wondering, because we are talking about fake drugs here, worth 1 trillion naira. And all this is what we come out to say. Is this new story a strategic retreat from a public relations blunder that they made before? Or was the initial narrative exaggerated to justify sweeping raids? Because what they did was a sweeping raid. Let's ask the hard questions, my people, at this juncture. What happens now to the owners of those fake drugs and the warehouses, if they even existed like they said? Now, has anyone been held accountable in court? Like I said, if you do know of anyone, please put the details in the comment section. We want to know. If not all the traders, we are involved, why did everyone get punished? Because the record was that a few of the shops, they are involved with this malpractice. So why now closing the entire market and punishing so many people on account of the evil of very few people? Why not isolate those few people and give them the necessary punishment and take them to court and prosecute them? Why did we not do that? And was the market shut as a corrective measure or as a public, or maybe publicity stunt? Because it's looking like they just did this thing as publicity stunt. Because I don't understand why you punish everybody in that market. Because I also understand that it's not even everybody that is selling drugs in that market. That is what I gathered. So why now punishing everybody like that if it was indeed not a publicity stunt? Then again, does the 700,000 naira payment cover for both fake drugs peddling, like the offense of fake drug peddling, and also the missing windows? Because the question now be say, so this money now don't fix those windows now, or those people when they peddle the drugs now, this one now to say, okay, well, now do well, okay, now go back to our business. Is that what this 700,000 is meant for? And now that traders have paid, or some of them, over 1,000 of them have paid, do they still have to fix the alleged ventilation problems? If so, what is the timeline? Because we're also not aware that, okay, you are going to pay 700,000, then after this one, we give you 5 months, 6 months. By the time we come back, if you don't have window, blah, blah, blah. We have not heard that, if truly it is window and ventilation issues. Okay? So for me, transparency is the bare minimum expectation from an agency that is as sensitive as NAFDAC. I'm just saying it the way it is right now. And I'm going to be brutally frank straight away. The sudden change of narrative raises doubts, serious doubts, for a body, for a sensitive organization, agency like NAFDAC. You cannot just come with one narrative some months ago, and just 2-3 days ago, you are coming up with a completely different narrative, thereby creating doubts. Do you know what that means to the psyche of Nigerians? Because you are not just an agency, you are a very, very sensitive agency for that matter. And transparency must be your watchword. Because if indeed some shops were guilty of criminal activity like, peddling fake drugs, then the full weight of the law should be brought down on them. Honestly, that is the minimum. And if others were innocent, why lump them into the same punishment? This is what I've been asking. And NAFDAC doesn't seem to have answers to my questions. This is why we demand clarity. Because in matters of public health and safety, ambiguity is dangerous. And that is exactly what I think this whole narrative is causing right now. We don't need ambiguity. Come out straight and tell us what it is. Because we are talking about drugs here, and lives are involved. We don't want people crying because of fake drugs. If there are people who have done this, we say they must be fished out and prosecuted. Because we've had enough people crying because of fake drugs. That's what we are saying here. So ambiguity should be far from NAFDAC. Okay? We must never normalize the idea that a financial settlement is an acceptable consequence for a potentially life-threatening crimes. Because that is what this is. Assuming initially it was fake drugs worth 1 billion that was destroyed. If that is true, we must not normalize financial settlement, as acceptable consequence for such heinous crimes. There must be a line. And when it is crossed, only justice and accountability can restore public trust. And that is why even with this video, I'm asking again, NAFDAC, please come out clean. Did you actually destroy fake drugs worth 1 trillion naira? If you did, who are those behind those shops that stock those fake drugs? We need to know. What have you done with them? We need to know. We just need to know. So I'm going to end this by saying, NAFDAC, with all due respect to, okay, on a lighter note, I know VDM did his video on this, the last one, saying, with no due respect, okay? That is VDM. He has his way with words. But for me, okay, I'm going to say NAFDAC, with all due respect, okay? What really happened in Onitsha? I'm asking. Because right now, the story does not just have holes. It's leaking credibility. Yes, you heard me well. And with this, I want to believe that I've made my points. And I'm calling on NAFDAC to stay away from ambiguity right now. Because this agency is a sensitive one. And the public is highly interested in how this whole matter is handled. Okay? So what do you think about this unfolding story, about this ambiguity in the activities of NAFDAC, especially as it concerns the Onitsha drug market? Please feel free, go to the comment section, leave your comment. We all have to be concerned because this thing, there is public interest in this matter. And please go to the comment section and leave your comment. And hopefully, I'm going to meet you right there to continue the conversation. Okay? Enjoy the rest of the day. God bless you. Bye-bye.